The term chicken hawk is an English expression with layered meanings that have developed over time. At its core, the word combines chicken, which often symbolizes cowardice, and hawk, a bird of prey associated with aggression or combativeness. This contrast creates a vivid metaphor that has been used in different social and political contexts, especially in modern American discourse. Historically, the word could refer literally to a hawk that hunts chickens, particularly in rural settings where poultry farming was common. Farmers sometimes used the term to describe predatory birds that threatened their livestock. Over time, however, the literal meaning became less common, and the figurative sense began to dominate everyday language, particularly in discussions about conflict and leadership. In political usage, chicken hawk often describes someone who strongly supports military action or war, despite having no personal experience in combat or military service. Critics use the term to suggest a perceived gap between advocating aggressive policies and bearing the risks or sacrifices associated with them. As a result, the expression frequently appears in debates about responsibility, patriotism, and public decision-making. Beyond politics, the term can also be applied more broadly to situations where individuals promote bold or risky actions that they themselves are unlikely to face. In this sense, it becomes a commentary on hypocrisy or inconsistency between words and deeds. The metaphor implies that such a person appears fierce like a hawk in rhetoric, but timid like a chicken in practice. The word carries a strong emotional and rhetorical charge, which makes it both impactful and controversial. Supporters of its use argue that it highlights important ethical questions about leadership and accountability. Critics, however, see it as a dismissive label that can oversimplify complex motivations or experiences, reducing nuanced discussions to personal attacks. In cultural conversations, chicken hawk reflects broader concerns about courage, duty, and the legitimacy of authority. It prompts reflection on what qualifies someone to advocate certain actions, and how societies evaluate moral consistency. Because of its symbolic power, the term has persisted in media, commentary, and informal dialogue as a shorthand for these debates. In conclusion, chicken hawk has evolved from a practical description of a predatory bird into a metaphor that captures tensions between advocacy and personal involvement. Its enduring presence in language demonstrates how vivid imagery can shape discussions about responsibility, courage, and public life, even as interpretations and reactions to the term continue to vary across different contexts.